Fam, how you guys doing? What's up, YouTube? What's up, all my beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Down the Rabbit Hole with me, the Spiritual Bodybuilder. So first, I need to give a shout out to a very big supporter of mine, one that's been watching my stuff from the beginning, and that's Nancy Solorio. She went ahead and she did a soul retrieval session for me, and I really actually felt it. It was pretty intense. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing that work for me. I'm really grateful for it. And let some people jump on here for a minute, and we will get underway. So how you guys doing out there today? You feeling this energy? It's kind of nuts. Not gonna lie, it's been very, very intense for me. And we are in the middle of about Karma. What's up, girl? What's up? Message from the multiverse. What's up, Nancy? Again, thank you very much. I really appreciate everything. Soul retrieval is a shit. I agree. So right now we are in the middle of multiple levels of clearing and processing and energetic, a smorgasbord of just primordial goo that we are processing and going through at a soul level and at a conscious level. And if you see all the energy right now, astrologically speaking, is going through the bottom half of the chart, right? And at the bottom of the chart, it is all about internal, right? It's all about the voices in our head, the things that we think about, the feelings that we have within ourselves, the things that nobody else knows about. And we're coming to the end, all right? All the personal planets are getting ready to move. Most of them are in Leo right now. There's a whole big chunk of energy in Leo, and they're moving into Virgo. And so with that, in the last 6 months or so, we've gone through all this internal, seeing all these things within ourselves, having all these epiphanies, purging out all these negative energies, all this density, right? So hallelujah, that coming into August, all this energy is going to start to manifest itself out in the world. So we're going to have a chance to see, what have we worked through? What have we seen? What did we learn from it? And how is that? Are we going to read good karma, or are we going to read bad karma that's going to have to teach us these lessons again? And these are big lessons. I don't know if you guys feel this, but it's been like every decision that we have to make is like not life or death, but it's like everything is hanging in the balance, right? And with that energy, we can choose to take a 5D approach, or we can choose to take a 3D approach. Now, the 3D is basically looking at everything, feeling it, and getting overwhelmed and numbing it out, right? The 5D is feeling it and recognizing, that we're feeling it and sitting with it and allowing it to process and go through us. And that can be tough sometimes, especially right now. I know lately in the last week or so, I've had a tough time shutting my mind off, but, we're handling it. We're making it work. Everything is really okay. It's a lot of our fears, a lot of the things that we're insecure about, a lot of things that we don't want to face, or a reality that maybe seems completely impossible. We have to fess up, or be honest with ourselves, or man up to it, or woman up, to be genderly politically correct. All right. So as the galactic year, that we just started the galactic new year on the 27th of July, and the galactic year is an energetic. It's like a multi-dimensional energetic year, right? So that is bringing in a whole new energy, and this yod that we're experiencing literally right now is really just slamming us. The vision that I get in my head is, we're in this primordial soup inside this syringe, right? And it's being pushed through the needle, and we're getting like basically forced out of this place that we've been in. And as we go through it, it has to go through us. And, you know, we have to allow this stuff to go through and feel it. And, you know, it's going to be tough, but that's part of the work, right? Part of the work is taking the things that are no longer serving us, that we've been holding on to, like with two fists, with both hands. You know, Karma on Deck. Her and I did a live a few days ago, and if you guys haven't seen that, it's on my channel here, and it's also on hers. And so I did her astrology reading, and she did a tarot reading for me. And really, we both came to the same conclusion, showing that, you know, there are different tools to come to the same understanding. And if you guys haven't checked her stuff out, please do. She's absolutely phenomenal, by far the best tarot reader that I've ever seen. Yes, Karma, that was some powerful shit for sure. And the way that she described it, for me at least, was that, you know, I'm holding on to these two things, and it was I'm holding on to the sword, not the handle per se. And I feel like no matter which way I can go, I'm going to get cut, right? So, you know, that feeling sucks, but it's a feeling. It's not my reality. And in order to be able to move forward, I have to let go of that feeling. And it's very difficult, especially with these karmic lessons that are coming in. They're forcing us to learn, to grow, to be taught. And the more stubborn we are, the more we, you know, it's illuminating these parts of ourselves that we get stuck on, or we're afraid to embrace. Maybe that there's a part of us that wants one thing, but then there's another part of us, or our ego, that is afraid of having that one thing. So we really have to dig deep and look at, okay, you know, like, what do I really want? And what I really want, I'm going to have to let go of something else that's not serving me. But technically, like, the way we feel, it has been serving a purpose, maybe for protection, all right? Maybe to keep us from being exposed in some way. So with that, you know, letting go of that is a scary feeling, but, you know, it's sort of like jumping off a ledge or jumping out of an airplane, right? Right now, this yacht is, it's like kind of kicking us out of the airplane. Be like, you know what? Too bad. You got to go. But once we get out there, you know, we're like, screaming like a little bitch. Then we get out there, and the parachute opens, and we're like, oh my God, this is amazing, right? So that amazingness is going to really start after the new moon in Leo here, coming this coming Thursday. Okay, so I really want to encourage you guys. We all need to band together. We all need to support each other and communicate how we're feeling and get this stuff out and be true and honest with ourselves. You know, do you want to, you know, maybe our deepest desire is, let's say, make more money, right? Everybody wants to make more money, have more abundance, but why do you want to make more money? And we have to go down each of those levels and be perfectly honest with ourselves, because if we get to one of those levels and we become indecisive, or we look at it and say, well, you know what, that's too uncomfortable. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to face that. So, you know, then we get stuck. And then once we get stuck, the universe right now is too bad, dude. And it's going to keep kicking you in the freaking face until you do make that decision. Okay. So ultimately it's for our highest good, but sometimes you're just going to take a step back and just, you know, self-care is so important in these times, and in these places. So on Instagram, I can't show you guys the chart. I apologize for that. If you want to see the astrology chart, please switch over to my YouTube channel, and feel free to subscribe and to like and all that fun stuff, because you know how he gets down. All right. But I'm going to pull up the chart here, and we're going to take a look at the astrology and go through it. So here is the 29th, which is tomorrow. Okay, so we have the Mars, Sun, and Venus all in Leo now. So all this energy from Cancer is now moving into Leo. And again, this is the 5th house. So the 6th house is the final house of the internal stuff. Okay, once we get past that, then we go to the external stuff. That's where it starts to these karmic lessons start to show itself outside of us, and really shows us what we've learned. Okay, and we have to really pay attention to every detail, you know, every thought, every decision, and just make sure that it's in alignment with who we are and what we are and what we want to, what life we want to live. Okay. And I've talked about a few of these things before, but I'm going to bring it all together here for this week, because really this week is about stepping into this new energy. And as this energy comes to a close right at the new moon in Leo, you know, it's that bubble's popping. It's almost like, you know, we have this glass ceiling or this glass container that's around us, right? And for our entire lives, this glass container has been serving a purpose of keeping like outside influences or things that might hurt us or things that might cause discomfort. It's been keeping that stuff out, okay? But it's also been keeping us from living the life that we want to live. And right now, it's like there's pressure, or it's like filling up with water, so to speak, okay? Water being emotion. And as it's filling up, you know, we're starting to get less and less room to breathe. We're less and less room to be able to think, because we're like, oh, fuck, this is filling up really fast. What do I do? How do I get out of this? How do I get out of here? And as it fills up, it's going to fill up all the way. And then, you know, and because that there's with Mercury stopping to go direct on the 1st of August as well, that is going to be exactly opposite to the lunar eclipse. So we're going to have another round of this lunar eclipse energy coming through, and it's in Cancer. This is emotional. And we've been going over all these emotional, you know, cues that we may have missed before. This Mercury retrograde has been ridiculous. Right? I mean, like with the Mercury retrograde throughout the entire eclipse season, and we have 5 other planets in retrograde. So this Mercury retrograde is on top of all those other retrograde planets, and it's the communication, right? So it's taking the communication from Pluto, from Saturn, okay, from Neptune, and it's taking this and it's bringing it to our conscious awareness, and it's going back over it like, whoa. What is going on? And that what is going on feeling is this water that's filling up in this glass container, right? But really our deepest desire is to break out of that glass container. And that's what's happening right now, is it's about to fill all the way up. Then we're not going to be able to breathe for a minute. So we're going to panic a little bit, right? And that panicky feeling is going to create that tension type of energy, which is essentially this yod, with many of the other aspects going on that I'll get here into in a minute. But it's going to burst. The bubble, that protective coating is bursting right now. It's going to burst this week. So with that burst is going to come all this new, you know, open space, all this new energy, all this new clarity. But at first, it's terrifying, right? So we have to go through this terrifying part. Once we do that, then we're going to realize, wow, everything is different. Different how? We don't know, because we've never been in this place before. But we're going to feel freer. We're going to feel like, yeah, I stepped through, right? Yeah, right. I'm ready for the burst too, for sure. Because as this feeling gets closer and it pressurizes more and more, we feel this so intense. And the more intense it gets, you know, we have to practice this self-care more and more to calm our mind, to take a step back, to listen to the people that love us and the people that we know in our hearts have our best interests in mind. You know, there's this massive sort of crossroads going on right now, energetically, and in everyone's life, it is separating into 2 different directions. So you may notice in your life that, you know, you're gaining some haters. Haters are coming out of the freaking woodwork, right? You're starting to see people's true colors and starting to realize and understand that, wow, like we're just not on the same page. And that's okay. You can't get mad at it. It's what's meant to happen. So acceptance is a big part of this energy. So when that water fills up, we have to accept, okay, this is basically like change or die, right? That's what it feels like. That's not what it is, but that's what it feels like. And that change or die feeling, you know, it changes you, because it is forcing you to change. But it's bringing us into this better place. So ultimately it's for our highest good. And this is essentially the process of opening up our heart chakra, right? Because the way the heart works, energetically speaking, you know, it takes it unfortunately takes trauma for it to crack open. Now, for example, like, when you, if you have a bad breakup and your heart gets broken, or, somebody cheats on you or something like that, it sucks. It's a terrible feeling, but ultimately that's meant to teach you a lesson, right? So that you solidify your boundaries. So you see the warning signs before it happens the next time, and you don't let yourself get in that situation again. But think about having a child too. Having a child is the most, loving yet terrifying feeling in the world. Now you're responsible for this being that is now on this earth, right? So that's cracking your heart chakra open even more and more too. And with that feeling comes a whole new level of fear, a whole new level of love that, we've never felt before. So, with that feeling comes a lot of adjustment, comes a lot of like retuning, recalibrating of the energy. So there's a lot of recalibration going on right now, right? With this expansion, all this Leo energy is heart-centered energy. Now, on the flip side of that energy, we also have, it could be ego. Some people could be like, like arrogant or overconfident, right? Or, maybe, not really having people's best interests at heart when making moves, because you get this tunnel vision. Like, yeah, I know what I want. I'm gonna go get it. Now, it's good to be assertive, but it's not good to be aggressive, especially right now, because right now you get aggressive and the universe is gonna get aggressive back. Like, no, it ain't gonna happen. So we are still in the process of experiencing this yod right now. And, between the Saturn and the South Node, and there's still some Pluto energy in there too. I would give that about a 6-degree orb. It's more waning, but it's going to come back. So it's sort of like, okay, we're giving you a little break with the Plutonian death and rebirth kind of energy, but we need to structure this passion. We need to structure this love. We need to structure our boundaries, right? Who we are. And as we're structuring it, the old structure is dying. So it's almost like there's a demolition crew that's coming in and breaking down all these foundations that have not been working. And as they break down, the Saturnian and Mars energy is coming in to rebuild, but it has to be done one piece at a time. Okay. But with the sextile between the South Node and Saturn and Neptune, that's saying, okay, we're going to dissolve this. We're going to open it up, and we're going to get rid, South Node, of the shit that is in the past, right? The stuff that is really outdated. Now, if we really, fight this, then we can hold on to this stuff, but it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. And, so if you are experiencing stuff that hurts a lot, you got to let it go. And wow, I'm speaking to myself right now too. Big time. While all this is going on, we have Chiron that is square at tomorrow. It'll be square to the moon. At the same time, it'll be trine to the sun and Venus. Now that trine is going to be going on for a while, and this is all about allowing this vulnerable stuff to come up and feel it and face it, and just like. This is all about acceptance of our wounds, our imperfection. Awareness is half the battle. But then once we're aware of it, now what are we going to do with it? And Leo is all about taking action on that awareness, right? We can read all the books that we want. We can research this spirituality shit till we're blue in the friggin' face, but it's not going to make a difference until we take action on it. And, as we take action, boom. Things are gonna turn around. Things are gonna change, but it may come in ways that we don't expect, because we also have Uranus that is square to the Sun and Venus. Uranus and this square is it's been going on for a while, and it's going to continue again for a while, especially with Uranus is starting to slow down. It's gonna go retrograde on August 11th or 12th.